If you're a Los Angeles Raiders football fan, Todd Christensen, the tight end for the Los Angeles Raiders, is here tonight with us. So stay where you are, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much. He was the all-pro tight end for the Los Angeles Raiders, and Todd broke the NFL record in 1983 for most receptions, 92. He's also hosting the new Smith-Hemian show called On Stage America. Would you welcome Todd Christensen?
Good, thanks.
Is he intimidating you, Rich?
No!
Yeah.
I was afraid I wasn't going to be funny after him.
No, I haven't seen you since Super Bowl.
Since I tried on your jacket.
That's right.
Didn't fit real well.
I remember.
Made it past my wrist.
I went back to the dressing room about, I guess, 2 or 3 games before the end of the season. You were getting dressed, and I said, why don't you try to slip one of my jackets on? I think you got it about up to here.
No, that's right.
And the whole thing went like this.
Didn't make it.
What size jacket do you normally have?
50 long.
50 long?
50 long, yeah.
Big jacket.
Yeah,
Congratulations
right.
on
Thanks.
the Super Bowl.
Thanks
How's it feel?
Well, it feels good. One of the things that frustrates me, though, is there's so many people that still think that, you know, guys like myself aren't real bright.
There has been, over the years, jocks in general, I guess.
Yeah,
They're
I guess
football
that's
players.
right.
They say, well, you know, they kind of zip through college taking, modeling or making plastic boats or something, and, you know, subjects like that. And you get angry at that?
I do, you know, and one of the reasons is because when I was young, and it's haunted me ever since I had an accident. I fell out of the tree and broke my arm. I was up there raking leaves. And the thing that upset me was then I go and check the insurance. You know, the guy's asking me the questions, and he says, what year is your birthday? And I said, every year. And
right.
You know, those sort of things. Well, you know, I get to college, and they have the courses for you outlined.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Brigham Young University.
Right.
And it was, thank you, great. Some people from the Wasatch Front. That's terrific.
Were you good grades in college?
I wasn't I hate to say this, you know, but I really wasn't. I had an unfortunate situation where I took remedial reading, right? Really a shame, 101, all the jocks in there, right? The teacher has up on the board, it says, Old MacDonald had a nothing, right?
Blank, yeah.
And, you know, I fashioned myself a bit of a pseudo-intellectual, but still, you know, that was a bit much. So I look around, and here's all these offensive linemen. And so I say, I'm going to jump, you know, I'll risk it. And I raise my hand timidly and say, farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. And I says, that's right. Now, how do you spell farm? And I didn't want to risk this one. And the one offensive tackle raises his hand and says, I know, E-I-E-I-O. You know. I should mention, too, you know, when I was up there at school,
Did you do this in the huddle, Todd, when you're trying to get a play off and do this stuff?
Does this mean I'm on a roll?
You're on a roll.
Hello, Ginny. I don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. You're
Okay,
on a roll now.
I was thinking it was funny. The college that I went to, they didn't have a lot of the modern things. You know, they didn't have the modern technology that they do now. In fact, they had to bring in a guy. I can still remember this. Again, offensive lineman. I'm sorry for my buddies who are on the offensive line with me that I'm picking on you tonight. But they asked the guy, I had to ask him all the vital statistics because they didn't have all the camera work then. So they asked him the question. They said, son, how much do you weigh? And the fellow goes, 250. Well, how tall are you? He says, 6'3". He says, how old are you? He goes, well, 22. He says, son, what's your name? And he goes, John. He says, well, listen, I could figure out you're counting on your fingers for height, weight, and age. What was this for your name? He says, I was just trying to remember. Happy birthday to you.
And they say, and they ask where the new stand-up tight end's coming from. I'll tell you where they're coming from. How'd you get this job hosting this show? No, I mean, I didn't mean that as a put-down.
No, that's fine.
How did that come about?
I did it without a clothing line. It was amazing. I did it totally without that. What it was no, please, you know, man makes a lot more money than I do. What it was is that Mr. Vanoff, who is the executive producer of the show, happened to see me with an interview with one of the local sportscasters. Right. And he asked me if I could maintain that spontaneity and informality on the air. And my comment to him is, I said, well, Nick, you know, I played the Super Bowl in front of some 200 million fans and had 1,000 pounds worth of people trying to dismember my body. I figured if I could handle that, I said, I'm sure I could handle chatting with some girl in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seemed quite as difficult.
So you got the job, huh?
Yeah.
Did you find you had more friends after you won the Super Bowl when they found out how much each player earned for that playoff?
Yeah, you know,
it's funny how
it's curious.
Old friends show up.
Amazing number of relatives, third cousins and friends like that, you know. And again, I think part of the problem with the Raiders is that we're kind of an aggressive black-shirted group, and we're trying to adapt here to a black tie type town, more of a docile, you know, let's go to lunch, what's happening kind of thing, you know, which a lot of us aren't adapting to. But yeah, there was quite a bit of friends.
Not many professional football teams say, let's take a huddle. Only in Los Angeles would they say
that's
that.
right.
That's
right.
Inside show business.
No,
that's so inside that there'd be a scavenger hunt right after the show. We can track that down. Anyway, cousins showed up, all kinds of people.
Oh yeah, you know, and it's kind of a funny situation. I try not to take too much of that seriously because it was interesting a couple of years ago. Great running back named Dwayne Thomas who played for the Cowboys. Super guy, and he had a great line when prior to the Super Bowl, they asked him the question. They said, Dwayne, he says, aren't you excited to play in a game of this magnitude? And he says, well, if this game's so big, how come they're playing it again next year? You know, and it was...
That went like my take-off.
Yeah, that's...
Well,
hello, Jenny.
Got to show up to a flying side. Hello, Jenny. Yes, I'm not going... We'll be right back. Stay where you are. He's talking to Yeah. Hey, Todd, good luck on the Smith-Hemming show. When is that?
Saturday nights at 8 on Channel 11 here in town.
Good luck, and have a great season. When do you start cranking up for the fall?
Well, I try to keep in shape all the time, but July 26th is about when training camp starts.
Yeah. Good luck. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Where are you off to?
Start a movie here Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Right in this building? Well, you said here, I didn't know. Next week, Tom Jones will be here, James Coco, Estelle Parsons, Robert Blake, Drew Barrymore, Patti LaBelle, and a lot of people that we're trying to get in contact with. If they answer our calls, we may book them. Thank you. Have a nice...
Next, rock with Paul McCartney, Van Halen, Quiet Riot, Lionel Richie, and more on Friday Night Videos.